Power Hour with John Lee.
Original OG cult leaders, and Moses definitely fits the bill in my opinion, because what's the basic story? The same as Superman. We know it's basically the Superman story. Oh well, the other way around. The Pharaoh decides that he's not really feeling the Hebrew people, otherwise known as the Jews or the Jewish. And he's right, I don't trust these guys, so I'm going to kill all the babies. There's quite a lot of that kind of stuff in the Bible. I'm going to kill all the Hebrew babies. So naturally, Moses' mother, the mother of Moses is easier to say, puts him in a basket, sends him down the Nile. And as Johnny pointed out to me, he didn't get eaten by any of the massive crocodiles that inhabit the Nile. And he arrived in Egypt, in a different part of Egypt. He's Egyptian, he's fourth generation Egyptian according to the Bible. But you know, ethnically, he was Jewish. And so he arrives in this basket, and then the mother finds him, and we know this, and he gets brought up in the royal house and achieves a very high position and all that. And then because he seems to discover that he's Hebrew or Jewish, and he sees some Egyptian guard picking on, bullying one of his, countrymen, one of his brethren. So he picks his moment, Moses, and murders this Egyptian guy. Murders him, kills him, and goes out into the desert, doing whatever he was doing in the desert. I can't really vouch for that, but he was doing it for a long time. And then he came back and said, right, I saw this burning bush, yeah, and I started having a conversation with it, and it was only God, you know what I mean? And he's told me the crack. He's told me what we have to do. All the Hebrews have got to get out of Egypt now. Follow me. I'm going to take you to the promised land. And they did. So he was walking around, and in the desert, they say for 40 years in the Bible, and these people just following him around the desert, waiting for another miracle. And of course, he'd already done the parting of the Red Sea, and then he went up Mount Sinai, came back down with the Ten Commandments. I think he had plenty of time to chisel them out himself while he was up there. But the point is that if some guy said to me, listen, I've had a chat with a burning bush and it was God, now do you want to follow me about for 40 years? I'd say, no, I don't, thanks. See you later. And feel quite sorry for him. But that would be classified as a cult now, definitely. The desert walkers, they would be a cult, definitely. And then you've got Jesus. So there's a massive split in the Jesus camp, right? Just after Jesus died, seems to be his oldest brother. The oldest brother of Jesus was a guy called James, and he was strict Jewish, preached the Torah, and this is when Christianity and Judaism kind of divided. And Paul, who was previously Saul, who had the epiphany on the road to Damascus, he used to kill Jews, all the time, loved it. And then Jesus came to him in a vision after he died, came down from heaven. So Paul insisted that he knew Jesus better than anybody else did, even though he never met Jesus. And the brothers and the family and friends and the other apostles who actually knew Jesus hated Paul. They were basically at war, And Paul wrote about that in the Bible, how he feared for his life. But any way you look at it, this is a guy going around saying that you must follow me. And the reason I bring all that up about James and Paul and all the rest of it is because it would appear from other texts like the Dead Sea Scrolls that they did not consider him to be the Son of God, and that Messiah just means king, And so does Christ. It's translated from the Greek. It's Christos. It just means king. They only mean what we think they mean now because we say it in the context that we say it. But anyway, you look at it, Jesus was going around, and he had 12 guys with him. Very much depending on him, what he was saying and what he was doing. He had an entourage. So would that be called a cult now? If Jesus was saying, look, God is my father, my mother was a virgin, I can walk on water, bring people back to life, whatever, miracles galore. If he was saying that or he wasn't saying that, some people think he was a Buddhist, and there's good evidence for that actually. But anyway, you look at it, if you're walking around and you've got 12 guys behind you, just listening to whatever you say and deferring to you, nowadays you would definitely be called a cult leader. So I don't want to disrespect anybody because of their belief systems. If you're a Christian, as far as I know, you could be absolutely right, or a Muslim or a Jew, I don't know. I'm agnostic, so that doesn't mean that I don't care. Doesn't mean I throw my hands up and say, oh, I just focus on baseball caps and hamburgers. It means that I recognise there are things in the universe that I don't know, and many more things in the universe that I don't know than there are that I do know. So just getting that little bit of respect to the peeps out there, so they don't think I'm pissing on their religion.